Hello, this is Christian. Welcome to my channel. This is my first video in English. I've been working in Spanish all the rest. Please let me know if this format suits you. If you rather have videos in Spanish or in English, or if it's the same, just let me know in the comments. Okay, so today we'll be building an app like what you see here in the simulator. It's basically very similar to one of your favorite social networks. It's composed of a title, a horizontal scroll view, and some list with a feed of news. So yeah, I will be building everything in SwiftUI. So quick disclosure, let's create a project. So for anything new in SwiftUI, just create a new single app. Make sure the SwiftUI checkbox is ticked. Let's call it Facebook, and let's save it on desktop for now. So a few things: if you're running on macOS Catalina, you'll see this sidebar, this side pane with the automatic preview. Make sure you press resume so you'll see the live preview as shown on WWDC. If you're running on Mojave, that won't work. So yeah, just make sure you're running the latest beta, or not beta if it's already released by the time you see this video. So some things to know: you'll see these are the main files that are created with the project. The app delegate, as usual, you should be used to this by now. You'll see this is new. So the window of management has been separated from the app management. So now we have the app delegate to manage everything around application that finish launching with options, will terminate, etc. But now we have the scene delegate. You know, now in iOS 13, apps can have different windows. So for example, in iPadOS, we have multi-window support. So that means that several instances of the same app can be running at the same time. We'll talk about that a bit more in the future, but for now, what's important to us is that we have this scene delegate, which is like the app delegate, but just for the UI interface of that particular window. Then we have this file, the content view, which is the replacement for UI view in UIKit. You'll notice that the views are structs, contrary to the past, which were subclasses of UI view, and they only need to implement this protocol, which is view, which includes only one property, which is this body. So with that in place, maybe one final comment: we have this if debug, which means that only when we are debugging we'll see this preview. So don't worry of anything that's in here. It'll just be used for the preview. So a couple of core concepts. So first of all, this is live. So if we come here, we press Command, for example, and press inspect, we can change this. For example, goodbye cruel world. And you'll see that as long as I press enter, the text changes here. So something to have clear is that these new views are not a direct replacement to storyboards, because storyboards weren't related to the view controllers or the views they were created from, but rather we have like two different interfaces, and we had to make sure they were kept in sync. Right now, we are basically writing the source code for the live preview, and the live preview is rendered every time. So that's one of the reasons why this live preview is not compatible with previous macOS systems, is that because this needs like the hardware optimization or something new features from the system. So let's go and see some things so we can understand how this works. We have text, which is one of the basic views we'll have in the new SwiftUI system. And the way we change the properties is by using modifiers. So for example, we can change something like background color. Or we can say, for example, color.blue. And I will have blue text. Or we can change something like, for example, foreground color. Or we can set to white. We can change the text to what we're trying to build now. And let's do some more things. So if you select here, for example, and you try to set some modifier, So for example, if I set font, you can drag and drop. Maybe there. Wrong place. So for example, right now the text will change to title. So let's say we want to make this look a bit more like an icon. We have an extra property now, which is called padding. Padding is quite interesting. You'll see that right now we have a blue outline outside text. So padding will always get the true padding from the system. So if we are working on iPad, an iPhone, etc., or if we are on an iPad in split view, portrait, etc., it will always put the standard padding for that particular interface. So that's very interesting. By default, padding adds all 4 sides. We'll see in the next videos how to change that. Something to bear in mind is that the order in here is important and it matters. So for example, in here I am applying padding to the output of background. So if I move this, for example, on top, and I apply padding to the output of font, then background is applied to the output of padding. So right now I have a bigger text. I can do things like, for example, corner radius, and I can do things like, for example, shadow. So I don't know if you remember, but doing a rounded view with shadow in the past was quite difficult. Right now we just did it in a couple of times. So this is just like a basic preview of what SwiftUI is for. On the next video I will start building the app. Thanks a lot. Let me know in your comments any ideas, any requests. Please like and share, press the bell, and I'll see you next time. Bye bye.